Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to 10 famous child celebs who ruined their careers. Now, I don't know much about... I'm not really like a movie fanatic, so I don't know much about like certain actors, especially child actors, but there's probably going to be a few that I can think of. The one off the top of my head is like Macaulay Culkin. Like I know he's like one of those actors who... There's a lot of background to like his life after Home Alone, etc., and all his other shows, like his, I don't know, from being a child actor, like known everywhere, to like what happened next. It must be a tough thing. That's one thing about it. It must be a really tough thing to like be a child actor. You're like the biggest star in the world, and then suddenly you're not getting these roles or anything, and it's just sort of like, yeah, it must be a weird thing to experience. I can't even imagine. But we're going to get into this. Hopefully, you're going to enjoy. Links are in the description to my Patreon if you want to see extra reactions of mine that get blocked on YouTube. But let's just jump into it.
Hey guys, how's it going? Extreme Trends here with another video for you. Hollywood is a glamorous world. If you're lucky enough to become a successful star, then you can have just about anything you want.
Wouldn't say that.
From giant mansions to legions of adoring fans. However,
That's true.
Being launched from obscurity to dizzying heights of fame isn't always as easy as you might think. Especially if you're a child star.
Do you know what's mad, yeah? Obviously, I know that's Leo. I have no idea who this is. I really don't know much about actors. I don't have a clue who this is.
You might think. Especially if you're a child star. After all, it's an enormous amount of pressure to have on your shoulders, and more often than not, they go off the rails, leaving their reputation and career in bits. Let's take a look at 10 famous child celebs who ruined their career. Number 10, Stephen Anthony Lawrence. American actor Stephen Anthony Lawrence had the world at his feet when he looks familiar. Is he from like Nickelodeon or something? His face looks really familiar, but I don't know who he is. Landed the role of Bernard Beans Aaron Gurin in the smash hit Disney show Even Stevens. Although the role only lasted a couple of years, Lawrence had a pretty successful run starring in other shows such as That's So Raven, Married, With Children, and feature films Cheaper by the Dozen and Kicking and Screaming, to name but a few. All in all, he had a promising career in front of him. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out that way. In 2015, fans started posting pictures of Lawrence in his latest role as Santa's helper at Sun Valley Mall. The star was barely recognizable and has definitely aged so much that it's not hard to see why the 27-year-old actor is out of work. Let's hope that there's enough jobs at the North Pole to keep him going for a while. Number 9, Winona Ryder. While Winona Ryder was once one of Hollywood's hottest, the Edward Scissorhands star had a highly publicized fall from grace in 2001 when she was caught stealing over $5,000 worth of designer clothes.
Why? Bro, you're rich as fuck. Why would you do this? I don't understand, man. You're a flipping actor. You've got all this money and you just ruin your career because you can't just pay for stuff that you can afford. Like, what is going on?
Saks Fifth Avenue in Beverly Hills. The incident was quickly leaked to the media, and the whole world saw the security footage of Ryder stealing the goods. During the trial, prosecutors accused the 90s star of using a variety of drugs illegally, including Oxycontin, Valium, and Vicodin. In December 2002, she was convicted of grand theft, shoplifting, and vandalism and sentenced to 3 years probation and 480 hours of community service. Ryder did manage to work through her issues and land consistent roles, but it wasn't until she backed herself a main role on the uber-popular Netflix...
Oh, that's where she's from! Stranger Things! I've seen her from another... I've seen Edward Scissorhands, but when I was really young, so I'm actually going to have to rewatch it because I forgot about that film. I don't know why I saw it when I was young. I don't actually think I watched it, but I just know of it because I can't remember anything happening in it other than him cutting up someone's face in his family, I think. So maybe I have seen it when I was a really young kid. But she's in like a film where she's in like a mental hospital. That's where I recognised her from. But I forgot she's in Stranger Things. How is this ruining your career? Are you nuts? Bro, this ain't ruining her career. This is like one of the biggest shows in the world.
Series Stranger Things that she was fully accepted back into the fold. That was a close one, Winona. Number 8, Tom Cruise. One of the most successful actors to ever grace our screens, Tom Cruise started his career at the tender age of 19 in the 1981 film.
Is that a child actor? 19? And has he ruined his career? He's still like one of the most well-known actors.
Feature film Endless Love. Since then, he's been the lead in many successful blockbusters, most notably the Mission Impossible franchise. However, things may be about to change. During the filming of American Made, 2 pilots were killed. Alan Perwin and Carlos Burrell perished when the small...
Wait, I saw this in cinemas like for the trailer. This film's coming out really soon, isn't it? 2 people died in the creation of this film. Oh, damn.
When engine plane they were flying went down in bad conditions on location in Colombia. According to the lawsuit filed by the pair's separate estates earlier this year, Cruise and director Doug Liman are largely to blame after repeatedly adding entire scenes and aerial shots without warning. An executive producer voiced his concerns at the time, saying it was some of the most insane stuff he ever had to deal with. The families do not directly name Cruise or Lyman as defendants in the suit, but claim that the cocktail star could have flown the plane himself, as he is a qualified and experienced pilot. According to them, the flight was a spontaneous, rushed, ad hoc mission on unfamiliar terrain in unfamiliar weather from a small jungle airstrip. Undoubtedly, Cruise's reputation has been tarnished beyond repair.
I think this is
Number
the film that's
7,
coming out soon, isn't
Shia
it?
LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf had a wide variety of
Just
roles as a
do
kid,
it!
playing Louis Stevens and Even Stevens alongside her first entry, Stephen Anthony Lawrence, as well as in feature films. His successful career went on as he landed the role of Sam Witwicky in the Transformers franchise along Megan Fox, which was a commercial hit. But sometimes, the pressure is just too much for superstars, and they simply crack.
Kid, he's not really a child
Things started
star, is he?
going awry in 2014 when LaBeouf was charged with disorderly conduct and criminal trespass at Studio 54. His behavior definitely didn't resemble that of a Disney star when he spat at officers, swore, and yelled all the way to the station. While he attended rehab after the incident, a similar occurrence happened in July of 2017, where LaBeouf launched a horrible tirade of abuse against officers who tried to detain him in Savannah, Georgia, on the grounds of public intoxication. He was subsequently sentenced to a year's probation, fined $1,000, and is required to attend anger management. It's no surprise given this behavior that Shia isn't on our screens anymore, instead choosing to go down the performance art route. If you ever catch one of his shows, be sure to turn your cell phone off. You don't want to anger this guy.
Do it!
So he's like a theatre actor now. That's pretty
Number 6,
wild.
Kendall Jenner. You might be wondering
She's
why...
an actor? Oh no, this isn't just to do with actors, is it? It's just child celebs. And how she fell off? She's... Let's just see this
The
one.
uber-famous Kendall Jenner is on this list, but bear with us. Part of the tremendously popular Kardashian-Jenner clan, there's hardly anyone in the world who doesn't know who the older Jenner sister is. A successful supermodel and reality star, there was a time when young girls everywhere wanted to be just like her. Sadly for Kendall, she made a disastrous career choice earlier this year when she agreed to star in a Pepsi commercial. The advertisement...
I mean, this definitely hasn't ruined her career at all. Because she's... I mean, I don't really hear anything about this now, but I do remember seeing this and it was memed everywhere. Oh, this can of Pepsi will change everything of whatever it was about. God, it was a mess of an advert, but this didn't ruin her career. What are you on about?
Live for Now sees her using a can of the beverage to make a truce between police officers and protesters. Upon its release, it was highly criticized for making light of important issues such as the Black Lives Matter movement and police brutality. The ad was pulled within 24 hours. Pepsi issued a formal apology, including one to Kendall, but maintained that she had the right to approve it before it was released. Many also speculated on her silence throughout the scandal, wondering why she hadn't apologized at all. Although it was later discovered that her contract prohibited her from speaking out on the issue. Regardless of what went wrong here, Kendall lost a plethora of fans and respect for making such a careless career
I'm
move.
sure she'll be fine.
Number
I'm sure
5,
she'll be absolutely
Justin Bieber. Regardless if you hate him or if you're...
Alright, this isn't really... I'm noticing this whole list isn't anyone actually ruining their career. It's just big people who were once child stars that have now maybe done something controversial, which is always going to happen. God damn it, I thought it was going to go into like child actors, man. Like what happened like to actors? It's like the first one here, like you actually saw like someone who was on top of the world and maybe didn't succeed with what maybe people thought they would do or whatever. I don't know. But this
Die-hard believer,
not
you
really
can't
that.
deny that pop star Bieber is one of the biggest names in the industry today. He had his first hit with the annoyingly catchy Baby when he was just 16 years old. Although he had the face of an angel, he's now notorious for his bad boy shenanigans. Even early on in his career, Bieber wasn't the
What are you gonna
nicest
do?
to his fans, often telling them to go away when they asked for autographs or selfies. Last year, the star released a statement saying, "It has gotten to the point that people won't even say hi to me or recognize me as a human. I want to be able to keep my sanity. I realize people will be disappointed, but I don't owe anybody a picture." Couple that with his brushes with the law following a DUI and vandalism among other things, and the sweet-faced Prince of Pop has definitely gone rogue. He seems to be holding on for now, but time will only tell how this one will pan out.
Hey, it's Ellen's
bet
brother. Bruh, they look the same. It's literally Ellen's brother.
Time will only tell how this one will pan out. Our bet, it won't be pretty. Number
I'm sure he'll
4,
be fine.
Adam Levine.
Oh, get
Lead
out,
singer
man. This is such a... This video is annoying, man. It started with a bit of promise, and then it's just...
of Maroon 5, Levine may seem like the epitome of nice. After all, he's an expert at writing love songs. The reality is quite different.
I don't know much
One
about him,
fan
though.
was left disgruntled
What he's
and
done.
burning all of her CDs. According to one Reddit user, his girlfriend approached Levine, super excited to get an autograph from one of her favorite singers. Rather than agreeing and happily signing, Levine reportedly said, "I don't give autographs to ugly chicks," before walking away. That's not the only
Holy
story
shit.
out there of the singer being less than gentlemanly.
damn it.
As a judge on The Voice, audiences just assumed that his no-nonsense persona was simply an act. Unfortunately not. It's this kind of behavior that ruins careers and alienates fan bases.
So he's just a
Number
little
3, Iggy Azalea. Some of these stars
Oh,
might
God.
seem infallible, but they land themselves in hot water through the wonderful world of Twitter. Rap sensation Iggy Azalea is notorious for
Rap sensation, get out.
being outspoken, but she's also notorious for being a keyboard warrior. We've lost count of the amount of feuds Iggy has conjured up out of thin air. In 2011, she tried to start an argument with Krayshawn, constantly tweeting negative things at her and retweeting ones about her. Krayshawn didn't lower herself and never responded. In the same year, Azalea Banks tweeted her admiration for Iggy, but surprisingly, that escalated into a massive issue too. When asked about her constant Twitter arguments, Azalea maintained that she didn't have a problem with anyone, but the evidence says different. Gone are the days where Iggy was solely known for her music. These days, she's more famous than a cattle farm for the amount of beef she rears. Number
What
2,
an
Julianna
example.
Rose Mauriello.
There we
If
go.
you grew up in the 2000s,
Oh,
chances
shit.
are you'll have seen an episode of the ultra colorful
God, this show, that's a proper throwback. I've heard some mad stories about her that she turned into like a drug dealer or something like that. I don't actually know what it is, but something wild. And I think it was just one of those Facebook rumors or whatever, just absolute BS. But I'm sure it's going to go into it. I don't know where that stuff comes from, bro. Facebook is so done out, bro. Such a stupid app.
and quirky Lazy Town. Full of bright characters and annoying songs,
But this is my
pink-haired
childhood
Stephanie
crush.
often stole the show.
like
Julianna
4.
Rose Mauriello played the part until she was deemed too old by producers. According to website Glossy News, Mauriello
That's
was
her. She
arrested
looks so
several
different.
times for prostitution and drugs. Although many
So it's true.
have called this false information,
Oh,
Mauriello
probably
herself claims to have never been arrested at all, let alone for offenses such as these. A debunked false story? Or just a crafty cover-up from this child actress? Who knows, but we'll be watching this space.
That's a wild change
Number
of the
1,
book, sir.
Britney Spears. Spears was the picture of innocence in 1998, just 16 years old when Baby One More Time was released. It's not been all sunshine.
What? She was 16 when that song came out. What the fuck? I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't really think about it, but that song's obviously huge. She was 16. And that's like one of the biggest songs. Like, I remember, that, again, that song was just everywhere. When I was a kid, and that was a bit after it even came out. Bro, that's mental. 16 when that song came out. I can see why it all, like, sort of went a bit tits up, because at that young and you're like blowing up that big. That's crazy, man.
Just 16 years old when Baby One More Time was released. It's not been all sunshine and rainbows for the once pristine starlet. She had more scandals than you can shake a stick at. From the messy breakup with Justin Timberlake due to alleged infidelity to her very public mental breakdown where she shaved her head. It's been a long road for Britney. Due to substance abuse issues, she lost custody of her children to her ex-husband dancer, Kevin Federline, and bounced in and out of rehab. While Brit carried on making music for the entirety of her career, many still fear the singer will have a tragic end. For the moment, though, Spears seems to be doing well. Having just
this is before all the stuff happened that I've not even really looked into, but I just know stuff happened. Yeah, this is nearly 5 years ago. Oh, damn. They can make a whole new video about this then.
Residency in Las Vegas and posting numerous photos of her post-workout bod on Instagram. Don't know about you, but we're rooting for her.
Yeah, he spoke it into reality. Someone getting old is not ruining their career. It's just called life. 2019. Tom Cruise is still one of the highest paid and respected actors. Almost all of these people still have a strong career. Who's here because they saw the girl from Lazy Town? I don't understand how the first one ruined his career. He simply aged. Yeah, this is a bit of I don't know. This video is a bit of a letdown, to be honest. I was expecting more, but I chose the video, so it's my bad, I guess. But hopefully you enjoyed nevertheless. If you have better videos for this sort of reaction or other videos that are similar that you want me to see, let me know in the comments and I'll try and react to them soon. But yeah, until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.